Hello, I'm Trish Rock, and in this video I want to talk to you about being the best version of you. Now, over my journey, and I've had a few chapters, there's been different levels of being the best version of me that I have aspired to. And it's been really interesting this year so far, and I know we're only 24 days into the year, but I've realized that a lot of the things that I created, aspired to, grew with, reached for, and achieved over the last 9 or 10 year cycle, a lot of those things I thought were for the end goal, for the end achievement, for the energy of that, I guess, and the way that that would then affect my life in business or in relationships, etc. But what I've realized and what I've understood just in these last few weeks, this first part of this year, is that all of those things that I've achieved and aspired to and become the best version of myself in has really been for validation. It's been to understand myself better. It's been to know my worth. And I have just found it really interesting in the last few weeks. You know, some of my bigger visions that I've had for the last decade, they're not really meaning that much to me anymore. And I just wonder whether this is happening for you as well and within you. And you know, we can be in communities and in groups and in environments where it seems to be a bit of a, you know, let's just keep pushing further, keep pushing ahead, keep pushing further. And it's the pushing that for me felt like I was becoming the best version of me because I was pushing to be there. But now I really understand that the best version of me is in this moment, and how I treat myself, how I love and honor and respect myself, my own self-validation, my own acknowledgement of my worth, and then how I respect other people. It's my compassion, my love, kindness. It's the energy that I'm putting out in this moment for me is the best version of myself right now. Now, that's not to say that you can't aspire to be more or do more in your life, but that doesn't make you a better version than you can be in the moment. You'll have more knowledge, you'll have more experience. Maybe you will test yourself out, your mind, your body to the extremes. You might be fitter, you might be physically a better version of yourself. But right now, in this present moment, you showing up in the world in the best way that you know how right now really is an empowering presence for everyone around you. But it will also bring you peace. because you're not always reaching, you're not always wanting more, you're not always thinking, I'm not good enough yet. And so some of the bigger visions that have been driving me for the past 10 years, I'm not saying that they're still not there in the picture, but they're not driving me anymore. Because I'm more about the journey now than the destination. And the journey is in the moment. And obviously I'm going to keep on learning and keep on doing things to improve myself, improve my life, and stretching further and overcoming blocks and fears. I'm not going to be stagnant. But right now, in this present moment, I am the best version of myself. That's the journey. And from this point, what do I want to explore next? And so I guess what I'm saying is it's a change in the push. It's a change in the push. Now, there are a lot of successful people out there who are always pushing the extremes, always doing stuff that really tests their body and tests their minds, and really a lot of extreme pushing. And that's okay. Maybe that's their journey. But if that doesn't resonate with you, and you feel that perhaps you're not good enough if you're not pushing your extremes, then I just wanted really you to think about, are you living your journey, or are you thinking that for you to be enough, you have to live another person's journey? And your journey right now, maybe it's not about pushing the extremes. Maybe it's about finding peace right here in this present moment. And, maybe you don't want to live the fast life. Maybe you would just like to have a nice, quiet, peaceful life where you're fully supported and loved. We're all on a different journey, and this is what I've just come to realize in the last few weeks, that a lot of the things that I've been striving for, because I'm a bit of an overachiever, some of the things I've been striving for haven't been me in the present moment. They've been an ideal that I've been chasing. And while a lot of the achievements that I've had in the last decade have been fantastic, I wouldn't say that I didn't want them, but what they've done is the journey has given me more self-belief, more self-worth awareness, and less need for external validation. And because of that, I know that this next chapter of mine is going to be less about achieving things that bring validation, and more about achieving things that help me teach other people to validate themselves, and really just to expand that energy of love and peace to more people. And that will be the purpose now, and the energy, I guess you could say, behind what motivates me. Whereas before there was a silent motivation of, I'm not enough, I need to do more. I'm not enough, I need to do more. Now, once again, that's going to be different for everyone. But what is it for you? What is it for you now that might have changed? Are you still reaching, pushing, overachieving for a motivation that is more about validation and worth than it is about your growth and your work in the world? Or, you know, are you the type of person who loves pushing everything to the extreme because that's what brings you joy? That's fantastic as well. Or, you know, are you really just wanting a nice, quiet, simple, loving, financially secure and sustainable life? Right? What is it for you? And if you can really keep that motivation in mind when you are looking for the next growth, I say growth, it's not really growth. When you're looking for, you know, the next step for you, check in with your motivation and your vision. And one more word on the vision. You know, my vision for my purpose and my passion is still the same. It really is still the same, and I will go on and end up achieving that. But it's going to now be from a different motivation. It's going to be from the motivation of teaching other people to reach for those things with a sense of self-worth and validation, rather than those things being the validation and the worth. And there's a big difference there. So, what do you strive for? What is it that you want to achieve? Has it changed in the last little while? Has last year and the beginning of this year with the shifting energies brought about new ways that you want to feel good in life? And if so, it's okay to change paths. It's okay to do a U-turn. It's okay to take the fork in the road, go the other way instead of the way you were planning. It's okay. Go with what feels right. Because as humans and as a collective, we are changing and evolving and growing. And what we yearn for in life is changing all the time too. And I really think in those last couple of years of that last 9-year cycle, I really was asking myself, you know, what really am I striving for here in this achievement? Is it just for the sake of achieving it? Or do I need to feel better because I've achieved it? And those questions have really led me now to this piece where I'm really quite happy to live an ordinary, peaceful kind of life, and still be reaching in my own way for my next level of growth, but coming from a place of self-love, self-validation, and self-worth. And that changes everything. So that's my inspiration for this week, and something for you to think about as well as you go into this year. We're nearly finished January. Bit scary. So, you know, what has changed for you this year? And what have you gained more clarity on just in these last few weeks of this year that perhaps 2020 has shifted for you, or you've really understood that those things that you thought you wanted really aren't feeling that good anymore because you've shifted into a greater sense of self-worth and self-love and validation. It might be time just to realign with those values and those goals, and from there choose what's next.